In this lesson, I'm going to go over the most common question that is universal throughout the entire trading world. And that is, where do I place my stop loss? All right, it's really not difficult. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Most people put their stop loss at the very spot where they are going to become liquidity. And you don't want to be liquidity. Believe me, you do not want to be liquid. It means you're always on the wrong side of the trade. So where do you put your stop loss? All right, let's take a look at this. So current price action right now, it's bearish. So price is moving to the downside. Let's say you wanted to catch a short. So right here where price, you can see the swing high here. And what does it do? It forms this order block and it starts to break down. So obviously right here at the swing high is a good place to put your stop loss. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to mark this. So let's say you put your stop loss right there. Price begins to break down. Where are you going to take your profits? In this case right here, this is very difficult. Price action is just a lot of overlapping up and down stuff. So what I would do is I would look over here for something like this. Here we have an obvious fair value gap, right? So we just go ahead and mark that out, draw this out. So prices come down here. Now we've gone through the fair value gap. So this should be offering support, right? When it comes down, it's support. When it breaks through, it's resistance. So now it is offering resistance. So prices break into the downside, comes back up, tests it as resistance, comes back down. We're continuing to break down. So now where do I want to put my stop loss? Well, this would probably be a good time to maybe move it here, right? So let's say you did take this trade and you got in right in this area. So now it's a risk-free trade because your stop loss is below your entry. Now, let's go over some other common mistakes. I would say one right here is a big mistake is not knowing when to take your profit. And you see how we have the swing low right here? And you see how price just went down below that? This is a good area to take your profit. So taking profits right here is highly recommended. Or at least take a partial. Now, I say highly recommended. Keep in mind that this is not financial advice. This is for training purposes, educational purposes only. So, if this was a swing low, price breaks down and begins to move back up, typically that would be a good spot to go ahead and start taking your profits. Now, let's remove everything here and let's do another example. We'll go back in time a little bit here. So maybe what we'll do is take a look at this one as an example. Let's say price comes down, right? Get a swing low, moves back up here to the upside, and you get your swing high. Now, when it formed the swing high here, where did it stop? Look left. What do we see? Oh, look at that. A fair value gap. So we'll go ahead and mark that off, draw this out. And we have another fair value gap when it made the swing high, breaks down, tested here, cannot get above it, right? So this would be a good place for an entry because, well, it tested that, it can't get above it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my stop loss right there. Now price begins to move down. Here we have another fair value gap, right? What happens when price gets down into this? It finds it as support. It starts to come up a little bit. It goes basically into this gap area, starts chopping and it continues down. So what would I do here? I would take the stop loss, and this would be a good time to move it to the last swing high. See that? Using fair value gaps, using the price action, and really moving your stop losses is the key to stop loss placement, because otherwise you just become liquidity. If you just leave it here, eventually price tends to retrace. It comes back and takes it out. So a good example of that would be, let's go ahead and remove these drawings. Good example would be, let's say you decide right here, I'm going to take my short. So you put your stop loss right there. You write it down, you don't take your profit, and then it comes back up and boop, just a little bit. That's all it was. A little wick right there took you out of the trade. Well, what happened? You never took your profit. Or you're watching the price action. So when price is coming down and you start to see these little swings, and it comes down and then breaks down, you see these breakaway gaps like that, that's the perfect time to start moving your stop loss down, right? So that is stop loss placement. It's not rocket science. I know a lot of people have problems with entries, and that is why you're getting tagged out, because your entries are just horrible. And I know you take it personally. You feel like it's the market. It hates you and it's just coming after you. It knows you put your stop loss there, so it's coming to get it. Trust me, I've been there and know that feeling. But it's not that at all. What it is entries. You really got to get these precision entries. Like, you got to have a solid reason why you're entering. And it's a combination of a lot of things, mainly price action. And once you get that down, you're going to find that your stop losses are not hit as often. And when they're not hit, don't be ashamed to start taking profits, because the worst thing you can do is just leave your stop loss just sitting there. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get knocked out. So a lot of people tend to place their stop loss and they just leave it there too long. So that is what I have for stop loss placements. Um, Basically, what I showed you right there was everything based on going short. It's just the opposite, going in if you're taking a long position. So, if you're taking a long, here's a swing low right here. You would have your stop there. Price comes up. And you see basically right here, it forms a fair value gap. It loses the gap right here. So I'll go ahead and draw that out to make it obvious. When it loses that gap and you have your stop loss down here, you might want to think about taking profits right there. Or if you think that it could possibly move back up through there, at least move your stop loss to the next swing low area. So if you want to learn more about precision entries, check out the link below where I do lessons and also live trading, and join the community. We'd love to have you there.